Thank you for reserving a backpacking package from Five Rivers Metro Parks. This video orientation will give you an overview of what to expect and help prepare you for your adventure on the Twin Valley Trail. Before you head out, you'll receive some important documents and videos that you should review. The first is your camping permit. So you'll get a camping permit in your name for the campsite or sites if you're staying out multiple nights in our backcountry campsite. So make sure you read over the rules and regulations on that camping permit, print it out, sign it, and carry it with you on your backpacking trip. You'll also receive a route planner. So this will be a map with multiple options based on the campsite that you have reserved for the evening of what you can do while you're out. So if you're looking for a shorter trip or a longer trip, feel free to use one of our route plans or come up with your own because there's over 40 miles of trail here in the Twin Valley. You'll also receive a backpacking checklist. So on top of the gear you're borrowing from Five Rivers Metro Parks, there's some gear you'll need to bring for yourself, mostly personal items and some additional cooking supplies. So you'll get a full checklist of what you should bring with you so that you know you have the essentials when you head out on your trip. We've also shared with you some of our staff favorite backpacking meals. So maybe this is your first time out, you're not sure what to cook. We've shared some of our favorite breakfast, lunch, and dinner meals with you to help you prepare for your adventure. And also check out our additional videos that are coming along with this when you register that will show you specifics on how to use your equipment. Most importantly, the stove safety video, make sure you watch that before you head out, and how to set up your backpacking tent. You'll pick up your backpacking package here at the Twin Valley Welcome Center in Germantown Metro Park. A staff member will meet you here to give you your equipment and help answer any last-minute questions you might have before you head out on your adventure. Once you pick up your equipment, it's time to pack up and hit the trail. Use your route planner to help you find one of our 5 overnight parking areas. On our Twin Valley Trail backpacking map, you can see the parking areas in this brown box with the P. So there are 5 overnight parking areas. We're here at the Twin Valley Welcome Center. There's one at the Sledding Hill in Germantown and over at the Spillway. If you're planning to hike down in Twin Creek, you can park overnight at Highview or on the Chamberlain Road parking lot. So those are the 5 options for leaving your vehicle overnight while you're out backpacking. While all of our parking lots are regularly patrolled by our park rangers, it's always best practice to lock your doors and not leave any valuables inside. When you're making your route plan, be sure to think about water sources. So there are quite a few natural water sources along the Twin Valley Trail, but in the summer months when it's really dry, you can't rely on those being available. So do know that the Twin Valley Welcome Center has potable water. There's also a spigot at Chamberlain Road at the parking lot between Memorial Day and Labor Day that is turned on. Oak Ridge Backcountry Campsite does have a pond. The other 2 backcountry campsites are dry, so you want to make sure you get water before you head to camp. If you're using a natural source, make sure that you treat it either by boiling, using UV light, chemicals, or a water filter. So when you're out on the Twin Valley Trail, it's helpful to know that all trails in both Germantown Metro Park and Twin Creek Metro Park are loops, and each loop is color-coded. So you can see the different colored trails on your map and on the trail itself. So it's always best practice when you come to a trail intersection like this and you're not sure which way to go, to pull out your map and orient yourself to make sure that you're following the route that you had planned. So to get to each of the backcountry campsites, you'll take a side trail off the main Twin Valley Trail and you'll come to a kiosk like this. So here, each backcountry campsite is made up of 3 separate campsites labeled A, B, and C, a common area where we encourage you to do your cooking, and an outhouse for you to use the bathroom. Once you arrive at your campsite, the first thing you're going to want to do is set up your tent. So find a nice flat spot, set your tent up, and if you need help with instructions, remember there's a supplemental video showing you exactly how to set up this tent right here. So I like to get my tent all set up and even put my sleeping pad and sleeping bag inside. That way it's all ready for when I'm ready to head to bed. If you're going to be leaving your campsite to go for a hike or maybe to the common area to cook dinner, it's a good idea to kind of button things up so you don't leave stuff laying around and you never know if weather might come and it could rain. So I'm going to zip up my tent. That also helps keep any critters out. And I'm going to go ahead and close up the rain fly as well. And if I'm not taking it with me, I might actually take my food out, but I'm going to tuck my backpack inside too because I don't need it where I'm headed just to go cook my dinner. So I've got my stove and food here. Let's head to the common area to check that out and get started with cooking. So this is the typical setup of the common area at our 3 backcountry campsites. There's a nice little table where you can do your food prep and cooking with your stove. There's some seating where you can hang out and socialize. And just as a reminder, in the backcountry campsites, there are no campfires permitted. So, hang out and socialize, do some stargazing, or listen for owls at night to keep you busy. After you take down your tent and pack up all your gear and are ready to hit the trail for the day, it's always a great idea to do one last campsite sweep before you leave your site. So walk around, make sure that you didn't leave any tent stakes in the ground, no trash left behind. Do a quick walk around the whole campsite to make sure you didn't leave anything before you go.